Hey, what's going on, my fellow Switch leaders? I hope every one of you is having a wonderful week so far and that everyone is ready for an awesome night of Switch coming up on Wednesday night. I can't wait to see what God is going to do in each and every one of your lives as leaders and what God is going to do in each one of the students' lives, saving the lost students and just reviving those who have already been saved and really creating a wonderful spiritual environment for everyone. I'm so blessed and so lucky to be able to lead alongside of each and every you to leading these students to becoming fully devoted followers of Christ. I just thank you so much for everything you do for me, for those students, and I love you guys so much, and thank you for what you do. So I wanted to kind of take charge and do the Switch pre-leader video this week. I asked Josh if that was okay, and he gave me his blessing. So I have something in my heart that I just want to kind of pour into your hearts and see if it'll kind of prick your hearts as well. I've noticed a lot here lately that Life Church is very, very intentional about everything that they do. Everything they do has a purpose, is driven. There's a reason that they do it that way. From buying the right coffee, buying the right donuts, buying the right refreshments, lining it all up perfectly to where it flows and isn't crowded, nobody's bumping elbows or waiting in long lines, from picking people up out in the parking lot with golf carts, from hugging people, loving on them, remembering their names, greeting them with a smile, opening a door for them, from giving them a nice climate controlled environment, and just everything we do creates this physical comfort through all the intentional little intentional details that we do. And because of that, because people come in here and they feel physically comfortable and they just get that, home-like feeling, it really opens up their hearts. And so with an open heart like that, I can really tell that when they go in to hear the message and the good word of God, with an open heart like that, it's so much more easier for God to come in and really change and prick their hearts and really lead them to become fully devoted followers of Christ. And that's just absolutely amazing and powerful for me. Speaking of this intentional mindset, it reminds me of a verse in Psalm 33, 10 through 11. It states, the Lord frustrates the plans of the nations and thwarts all their schemes. But the Lord's plans stand firm forever. His intentions can never be shaken. And that just is so powerful to me, because if the Lord's intentions can never be shaken, then obviously neither can ours as his children and his fully devoted followers. And I just love that, because obviously the Lord's intentions is for us to become up to heaven one day with him as his children. So what that means to me is that God intentionally sent his son to this earth to die on a cross. His son intentionally died on that cross so that one day we may be able to go up to him in heaven. And through all those intentions, from the beginning of time, God just was intentional about making sure that one day we can spend the rest of our lives with him. And that just makes me so happy to know that from day one, even though we separated ourselves from him, he was intentional about bringing us back to him. So what I want you to do is I want you to take this intentionality mindset and really apply it to your everyday lives. I want you to be intentional with your work. I want you to be intentional with your family and your friends. I want you to be intentional with every single aspect of your lives and just really bring that Christ-like intentionality to everything that you do. You'll be surprised at how much it'll change your lives and change those of the lives around you. And I want you to, first and foremost, also really get a kind of a grasp of how powerful that intentionality is. Kind of watch just how intentional everything is this week and bring that to Switch as well. Be intentional by making sure that the flow of the check-in booth goes smooth. Be intentional about making sure that the games are fun and that kids are staying engaged. Be intentional about serving them drinks and food with hospitality. Be intentional about giving them top-notch security so that they and their parents feel safe dropping their kids there. Be intentional about worshiping with them and loving on them. Be intentional about leading them to becoming fully devoted followers of Christ, because that's what we do and that's what it's all about. And they're right. Guys, I love you so much. Thank you so much for listening to me. Please take this to heart. Start being intentional with everything you do with your life. Start being intentional with your students and just bring that mindset with you, and you're going to see even more than the 50-something lives we've already changed in just 4 weeks already. Thank you so much once again, guys. I love you so much. And remember, whoever finds God finds life.